Hello, my name is Ashley Deckard, and today I have a presentation on child abuse, which, according to the Federal Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act, child abuse can be defined as any recent act or failure to act on the part of a parent or caretaker which can result in death, serious physical or emotional harm, sexual abuse, or exploitation. Some statistics on child abuse is that every year more than 3.6 million cases are reported to child protection agencies, which involve more than 6.6 million children. The United States has the worst cases where 4 to 7 children are killed due to child abuse. Every 10 seconds, a report of child abuse is made to the authorities. Some long-term effects of child abuse are alcohol and drug use. Children who don't receive professional help are twice as likely to become abusers themselves. Children may not be able to trust themselves or family and friends as they get older. A few short-term effects of child abuse are fear, anxiety, guilt, shame. There can be physical pain through urination, genitals, or stomach aches. A lot of kids might experience nightmares or trouble sleeping. As far as any specific signs to look for, as far as physical abuse, if a child does have injuries such as a bruise or burns that they are not able to explain or know where they got them, and if they do try to explain how they got them, a lot of times their explanations aren't going to line up with their injuries. For children who are being sexually abused, some specific signs to look for would be what a child knows about sex depending on their age, pregnancy or STD, or if the child is actively telling an adult that they were abused. Some more specific signs for emotional abuse is if there's a loss of self-confidence or self-esteem, social withdrawal or a loss of interest or enthusiasm. For children who are experiencing neglect, caregivers can see signs of weight loss or weight gain if there's lack of clothing or supplies to meet physical needs, or they're taking food or money without permission. That's actually a really big thing in daycares. I know a few daycares that I worked in, I've noticed children who they were lacking supplies that they did need, and we were quick to act on it. There are ways to report child abuse depending on what state you're in, because every state does have different laws on how they want you to report abuse. Since we are in Texas, individuals that suspect a child is being abused, they are required to report the abuse by filling out a report online, or they can contact the abuse hotline. That hotline is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's nationwide. If you do fill it out online, you do typically get a response within 24 hours. Individuals who report child abuse, they're not expected to prove it. They're just expected to report it and make sure that that child is kept safe. Some tips on preventing child abuse. A good organization to look into who does offer 5 easy steps is called Darkness to Light. They just help individuals learn how to prevent child abuse and ways to keep children safe. So some of their tips are about learning all about what child abuse is, from the facts to the different kind of signs that there are, who is more likely to get abused, and what other forms there are, such as sexual abuse, physical abuse, or emotional. Another good way is to minimize the opportunity of abuse by keeping children safe in their environments. It's really good to talk about the different forms of abuse and how children can set boundaries themselves so that they're able to keep themselves safe as well. Another tip is to recognize any kind of signs of abuse, even when you're not able to see it with the naked eye. A lot of children who go through emotional abuse will internalize that abuse, and most of the time they'll bottle it up and they won't talk about it. So it's good to know what signs to look for when they're experiencing emotional abuse. And the last step that the Darkness to Light organization gives is to react responsibly by reporting any and all suspected abuse to the hotline. And if there is an emergency, never hesitate to call 911. So who to contact, since every state does have their own law, Since we are in Texas at the moment, we do have a phone number. It's 1-800-252-5400. And they're secure. They're available for you to contact them. Never hesitate. Just fill out if you're filling out the report online, just know that they get back to you within 24 hours. Child abuse is a very serious problem that happens nationwide, not just in Texas. So it's really good to know, what kind of signs we're going to be looking for, what it is, how we can prevent child abuse from happening. I know a lot of children don't necessarily report that they're being abused, so being able to see those signs, look for them, and never confront a parent about active abuse. Always try to report it, even if you think that there might not be something going on, but it looks like there is. I would still advise you to go ahead and report it. So that's my presentation on child abuse. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, go ahead and message me them, ask me them, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay? Thank you.